welcome to a new video. So in this episode I'm sorting out the gear linkages for the Nissan engine in my Mini. Hope you enjoy. Cheers. Okay, gear linkage. So how I'm going to tackle this on the Mini, I'm going to utilise as much as the original micra gear linkages, gear linkage system, should we say, as possible. And that's what I'm showing here. So I took this off the micra. We've got the mounting plate here with the gator. So that's what will go from the inside of the cabin, and the selector rod will go, or the gear stick will go through there. You've got a rear mount for the support rod, which is here. So that bolts onto here. That there is bolted to the support rod, which is also connected to this, and this goes towards the rear engine mounting. Okay, and then you've got the actual selector rod here. Okay, so this will go from the gear stick here, and that'll connect to the gearbox on the engine. So to make this all work on the Mini, given the dimensions obviously are different than the micra, these, the selector rod and the support rod, have been modified with threaded bolt and a nut here and here. What that's going to allow me to do is put the gear stick and this plate where I want it to be, roughly in the standard position for the gear stick on a Mini, and then I can adjust the height, adjust the length of the support rod and the gear selector to suit, to make up the difference and bolt what it needs to do. Okay, I think the first task is to find the position for this inside the Mini, get it all bolted in. Let's do this. There we are. This is mounted. So I had to drill, obviously, the existing hole for one of these was suitable, and then I elongated the second hole here, standard hole from the Mini, to make it line up properly and central. And then I drilled 2 holes for the front bracket. Got mounting points here, so that is nice and secure. These additional pieces, these lips here, I think they're to hold on the standard micra gator. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that just yet. So if I don't need them, I think I'll cut them off to make it tidier, nice and secure. Need to get some new bolts because I've had to use 2 different sizes. Other than that, looks strong. Also, the standard cutout for the Mini for the gear stick is okay, but obviously this one's slightly larger. So once I've got everything else lined up and it's working correctly, I think I will trim the hole in the Mini just to make it fit this aperture better. Okay, so next step, I'm going to line up the support rod and the gear selector rod and see how that looks from underneath. Okay, so when I started looking at underneath and trying to line up the support rod, it was clear that the Mini chassis here was well and truly in the way. So I've taken the rubber gator section off the metal plate, put it back on, lined it all up. I'll take my Sharpie. I'm going to mark the profile of the plate like so. Okey-doke. Take that off, get my grinder, belt sander, and I'm going to cut it out. Then it'll be the perfect profile. There we are, all cut out now. So the aperture is exactly the same now as per the micra, so this should help everything line up a little bit better. Okay, so I will put the gator back on, and then I will try again to secure the support rod from underneath. Okay, that took a lot of messing around to get it where I wanted it to be, so there we go, support rod, selector rod, both installed. That's mounted to the gearbox, that's mounted to the gearbox selector there. I've also put in a spring which centralises the gear stick. It was very fiddly, I'll be honest, to get everything the right length, the right clearance. There's, you know, wafer thin clearance between the selector rod and the supporter rod, and the selector rod and the chassis there. So I'm expecting this, with the vibration of the engine, to probably going to hit that one. So I'm going to have to either bash this in a little bit to get more clearance, or cut it out and then put a panel in there to get a bit more clearance. I don't know just yet, but there we are. Okay, so let's go have a test on the switching. If I can get up. Alrighty. Okay, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and reverse. Lovely jubbly. Right, I'm going to leave it there for this one. So now that this is all in place, next step is I'm going to be doing the exhaust system. Hope you enjoyed. Civvy. Yeah.